answer until July. Now I know that you love me. You don't need to remind me. I should put it all behind me, shouldn't I? But I see her in the back of my mind all the time, like a fever, like I'm burning alive, like a sun. Good things don't last, and life moves so fast. I'd never ask who was better.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Welcome. It's time for the testaments. Like 1, 2, 1, 2. It's time for the testaments. Thank you guys so much for being here. We most definitely appreciate you. Get on in here, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and leave some comments below about our commentary and what you think so far about the show. Ashley, how you feeling? Are you ready for the testaments?
Yes. Leave comments, but keep it cute. Keep it cute, y'all. But yes, I am so ready to get into it. I'm ready to talk about all the things, child. I'm so happy we're over here. I'm so glad they came out with this. I really am. Tyra. I'm so invested.
I want to say keep it cute. If y'all have not seen Ashley latest testaments, she calling you out. Don't say nothing in them comments. You will be put on the screen, okay? Don't say nothing to her. You don't want her to say nothing back to you. I say Ashley's really going in here. No, you're not. But starting where we always start. Ashley, how did you feel about the episode overall?
So, we watch it typically once just for, just to watch and get our initial impressions. And then we'll go back and watch a second time for good measure, for posterity, to make sure we didn't miss anything. And I want to say this was even better up on rewatch. Like it's a different pacing for me than the first 3 episodes. I could feel what they were doing. Like they were really bringing us on the inside this episode. And I felt that. I think this episode, while different than the first 3, it wasn't as fast paced. I feel like we got greater insight. And I was here, Tyra, for the whole mirroring of it. I was here for the identity. I'm here ultimately for the awareness that no girl child is safe in a family full of Gilead men, Tyra. Like I was here for all of that. It was beautiful. It looks so good. As you said in your upload, gorgeous. And if y'all haven't watched Tyra's upload, go run it up, please. But she gives you all of the comparisons of the colors. It's just so beautiful. But then, like I said, you have this backdrop of all of the most heinous activity you can ever imagine. And I really like that juxtaposition because I think it represents these young girls, right? The innocence. But then right now they're on the verge of being trafficked, in effect. I love this. I'm here for all of it. I can't wait to see where we go. It got me in my feelings, Tyra. And I like to be over there. I like to be in my feelings.
I like the motion of this episode. I'm noticing with a lot of our shows that hit you with a 2 and 3 episode premiere, we are blowing our load and everything that we were packing immediately. And then once you get into episode 4, 5, and 6, it's like, okay, I mean, it's not as good as the first 3. No, I really like what they did creatively to pace us because we've been waiting for the mess. It is Gilead. So you're like, eventually we're going to get into some heinous things with these young ladies. And I like how they pulled us in here because you couldn't tell me off the back that it was not going to be as grotesque as what we got in Handmaid's Tale. But I like that I was like, y'all can do restraint in this universe? I didn't know y'all practiced restraint over here. I didn't know y'all got into delicate sensibilities and said, we're going to tell, but we're not going to show you anything. I was here for that. That was the last thing on my mind when we got here. I had, put my seatbelt on because I was like, they're going to take us for a ride once we get into a situation with these young ladies because we know that we're going to get them. I like what they did here. I was not mad at the episode. It did what all episodes needs to do. It needs to leave me waiting for the next one. That's all I ask. Just leave me in anticipation for the next one. But yes, I was here for it. But starting where we should start, because I have been getting into the comments down below, and everybody has a different meaning as far as what was even going on here. What was going on here, and what the party meant, the tea party of it all. It was giving Be Our Guest. It was very, very much so that it was so toned down tonally from those first 3 episodes, and it got really fun. It was almost like Disney. I was like, oh, this is light. This is whimsical. What's about to happen? Because why are we having such a carefree time? Actually, for the people in the back who may not understand, what was the tea party for and what was going on?
This is all about ranking, right? This is all about determining who goes where and with whom. If you want to liken it to something else, I make a reference to Bridgerton. This is like we are finding the diamond of the season, right? The queen comes in, she surveys the young ladies, their behavior, their posture, how they perform under pressure. And based on that, we're selecting one of these girls who's going to get married first. And she's going to get the prime pick of all of the commanders, all of the viable bachelors who are ready to be married. So this is very, very important. And I like how Tyra said, you think it's play until it's not. Until I may have to marry a man from a colony because I failed, I spilled something. It is that serious. This is the time that the aunties make their assessments. And again, the aunties can be petty. If you were over there in those Handmaid's Tale streets, listen, you know that it was bad picking a handmaid and deciding what home they were going to go to based on who the commander was, how they performed, if they were obedient, what that was going to look like. So imagine the pressure on these young girls. And again, marriage isn't what we're thinking of it today in Gilead. This is a lifetime of either hellish torment or, you know, just some sort of like normalcy, right? Is what they are hoping for. But this is so important. We're going to get ranked. Whoever gets this porcelain girl, honey, they're the ones that's the one that's going to be the diamond of the season. But the pressure, the weight of the world is completely on their shoulders, not only of how they're going to perform here, but how they interact with their Marthas, right? How their Marthas perform. Can you run a household? Can you organize a party? Are you going to be sufficient to be hosting commanders in all of the ilk? Listen, it's important.
Oh, yeah. The way I thought it was warped, what was really taking precedent here. I say, my chocolate baby, no. No. Somebody go, why would you do this to me? Why would you do this? Just go make the tea. The way I said make it, it's supposed to be darker. I was like, oh, this is what's important. Like, can you manipulate and move in a room like a woman should in this universe? Like, this is what's important to you guys. It's like, yeah, they cook nothing, they create nothing. It's all the Martha's work, but they're just here to be judged and serve tea. And depending on how you serve it, you might go to the colonies or you might go to a good commander. I was like, man, we need to go to the colonies. I just want to take a visit because she was hurt in this episode. She said, please don't send me over there. Please don't send me over there. Oh man, all this toxic passed down behavior. But speaking of the aunties, give Aunt Lydia her moment. Don't save this to the end, okay? Because I really want to get into this pocket with Aunt Lydia. I have been in them comments, and it's just, oh, you know what? I forgive her. Okay, I see Aunt Lydia in a whole new light. I do believe that she can be redeemed. She's been redeemed for me. I'm here for it. I'm here for the journey. Well, in chapter 6, 7, 8 of the Testament book page, I don't care. I need to be sat with her. It wasn't a full circle moment for me, like some, I guess, who do reside in the space of caring about Aunt Lydia in her journey and seeing redemption in her arc. It didn't click like that for me. So I need a bit more. I feel like they're trying to save something. I was like, unless we're going to get to a certain part and Aunt Lydia is not who we think she is, and it's giving, you ain't changed a bit. You sold us a wolf ticket at the end of Handmaid's Tale, and you still up to the same old tricks. I don't think it's that, because this is not the same Aunt Lydia, even though, baby, upper echelon, okay? I'm loving it. Statue of who? Of me. She doesn't have to, get the girls in order and yes, and we're whipping them into shape and I'm going to zap you if you don't act right. These aren't handmaids. This is a whole new world. So it's like she can be relaxed, but there's something so soft about her now that it's alarming. And I'm like, why isn't she being as like brute with the force, even if it's just for appearances? It's just when she said she said, give out the damn cake. If you don't come on, but Hala, shut up and hand out that cake, girl. It's all long-winded. Let's get with it. Even when we have the girls mess up here, it's just like, oh, like it's not that serious. It's okay, honey. Hold your head up. It's like, what are all these words of encouragement, Aunt Lydia? What is going on, girl? We got to maintain the rock appearance. I don't know. I know if and when she shows too much weakness, Vahalda and maybe the other girls, they're going to pounce because are you the auntie that we know or are you changing? Ashley, what's going on with Aunt Lydia and when are we going to give her a moment? Because she ain't said too much of anything and we're on episode 4.
Auntie Lydia is reformed. And I know people don't think it because we still remember her getting kicked down them stairs. We know who Aunt Lydia was, all right? However, what I will say, I think her breaking point was in Handmaids was the idea and the notion of what she put Janine in. And I think watching her along with One-Eye Jane go through that whole arc that they had, I think that did something deep down on the inside of her. I think at that point, I think she's on an undercover mission. Now, what I do need, I need more than a wink at Agnes on the side, Lydia. I need you to come on out. I need to know who you're working with in the camp. But Lydia is reformed. She's on these girls' side. I also wanted to say maybe because we did get to see her with the handmaidens, which were adult women. These are children.
Mhm.
Maybe that's a part of it, but I believe she's fully reformed. I believe she knows about the injustice of Gilead. I believe she knows about these raggedy commanders, and I think she's on a mission, Tyra. I don't know it to be true, but that's what I feel down on the inside.
She is, but I'm like, when y'all gonna let us in on the secret? We want to see too. We want to see. I keep waiting for like a little moment or for her to sneak a note or just I don't need a whole 10-minute dialogue. I just need like, oh, okay. Like feed into the mystery. I just want to be really interested. I came here for the girls and Aunt Lydia. That's what I came here for.
The wink wasn't enough. And the Marie Antoinette of it all. Let that be cake. Like
for the hatred that I have built up in my pocket, it's not enough. I need her to repent. I need Lydia on them knees, okay? Personally, I need to see her bleeding heart. I have not seen it. That's cool over there with her and Janine. You know, that's between you and her. Me, the people at my house, I need you to repent for your sins, heifer. But it's cool. If y'all want to kiss on Aunt Lydia and rub her back and say, Big Mama, it's okay, that's your business. I know if she don't get a little somebody gonna try to take her spot.
She's working. She's working. She's working.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be patient, but I'm like, okay, got a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Now can we get some words? But getting over here, Daisy said, I hate it here. I want to go home. I said, Daisy, between Daisy and Agnes, Daisy is so ill-equipped, in my opinion. I just really need to know with how she moves a bit here. She is calculated in a sense. I don't know if she's just quick on her feet and she's a good liar, or if, June and them took her to the side and said, if and when this happens, you should do this or you should say this. I don't really know. But she loud as hell. She's loud as hell. The espionage is not happening for me. It's like, girl, anytime you have her and Garth in a scene speaking out loud, well, like, you don't know. You know how large Gilead is. I'm just like, there just seems to be no synchronicity to anything, no plan. It's just like she's just been dropped here. And it's like, what were your orders? what maybe I'm sure they're saving something that we just don't know here yet. But the way that this floor is rolled up, first of all, girl, how do you know I'm a part of Mayhem? Excuse me? How do you know I'm over there with the Mayday people? You know what I mean? How do you know that I'm over there with the Mayday people that sent me? Like, you just rolled up on me in public? You can get me out just like you, because back up off of me telling me to run a message to Garth. But by the time we get there, and she's like, y'all really real around here. Y'all really stringing people up like this? And it's just cause this is normal here? We already had you vomit Okay. And then we get here. There's too much showing of her hand to be incognito. And I'm just a pearl. I'm just trying to. No, you're giving op energy. And as they said, the security over here is as high as it's ever been. They ain't playing with y'all no more. Okay, you know what? I think I want to go home now. Really? Girl, Garth said, girl, you ain't going home. What you mean? You're the closest out of anyone. Like, not only is there no way for you to technically get home, I don't even know how to access that or when, but you're the best person for the job. We really can't let you go home. Like, you're stuck. It's just like, oh, well, let me just have my inner dialogue about how effed up things are around here and what I'm peeping and what this really means. Like, oh, they're wild. They're crazy. I need to get myself back home. Her last little symbol of hope, she's like, okay, 102 point jams, please Mayday radio, tell me something good. And it was radio silent, and she went in there and muffled those screams. Say, how are we supposed to continue on? I just blame June. I just blame June because I want to know how this was explained to her for Daisy to ever think that she could go over here, maintain, do whatever needed to be done. It just feels like some information was left out or something was unclear. But if you coming over here, according to June, June knows what it is. June is very familiar with Mayday and what it takes to survive in Gilead. And if that wasn't completely relayed to you, just so you can get over here and get next to Agnes and infiltrate the space, period, wild work. I need to talk to her again because you got Daisy stuck out here looking crazy. Ashley, Daisy says she wants to go home now.
I want an ET phone home too, Daisy, girl, because didn't nobody tell you to carry your ass over here except raggedy ass June. Let me tell you about June. June leaves a trail of bodies in her wake, okay? If she's coming through, you're going to be used and abused. Here's what happened, right? And I don't even know if it was directly or indirectly June. We saw June leave that lady at that diner and going about her business and said, Mayday got your back. So we don't really know how much involvement she had in the onboarding process. But what I will say is she saw a vulnerable girl who was looking for home, a sense of family, a sense of community. And I believe that that's what they played on, because honestly, you have to be in a different mental state to agree to something like this, not knowing what your goal is, what, like she said, what's the goalpost, what's in game. Sis, you should have found that out before you came. Anytime we go on a mission, there is a target, there's an objective, right? We know that from every clandestine organization. Also, what I found interesting this episode and just this season is the fact that Mayday is so lax now. Back in the day, you didn't know who Mayday was. Mayday was lurking. Mayday was in the corner, and it'd be like, all right, let me slip this to you, but you ain't never seen me. Mum's the word. I don't know you. You don't know me. One person knows somebody, but nobody else knows anybody else. And that's how you have to work a spy network. Candace ain't had no business rolling up on me in the middle of the street saying, you got to tell Garth. How do you know
her name?
Yeah.
Candace?
They say it at the very end. But girl, yeah, Candace, you don't know me like that. Don't roll up on me like that, sister. I'm so sorry. Don't do that. And then you know Garth's name. You know my name. Itty bitty Garth ain't running nothing. He's 12 years old.
Tell him I need to move before they roll up on me.
He's 12 years old. And I mean, Daisy, I get it, but why we got to see bodies swinging on the wall? You said you read about it. You said you saw it in books, but I think seeing it up close and personal is something totally different. I love that we're finally getting this awareness and we're just here at almost the middle of the season. I think that makes for an exciting arc for the remainder, because now it's like fight or flight. How the hell am I going to get out of here? And what's my next move? Because now it's about survival. This is not for play, baby. No woman is safe in Gilead, period.
I just need a conversation with June. I need a conversation with June, because even if there was like a lacking in community, no family because her parents are gone and just this in the period, it's not giving, well, Mayday is going to be a replacement for that. We're all here. She said, I never knew that you guys were so unprofessional and nobody like who can I speak to? She said, get the manager. It's like, I don't know. There's no strategic planning or anything going on. So I'm like, what were you told? I just need to know. I'm sick of it.
June
I'm sick of it.
June
because
promised.
she's not. I'm expecting like the who's not going to have a reaction to seeing someone, you know, a hanging or the hand chopping off, like that's normal, but it's just like there's no strategy to what Daisy is doing. She's just here. And then there's no real poker face. I feel like she wears her energy out on her sleeve. I don't care how long she waits to have some little mediation with Garth to say her little. It's just not. I just feel like we're on a time crunch before somebody goes, I know exactly who you are, and try to use it against her to do something to her, and something happens to her. Like, and then what? Because there's nobody here to help you. There's nowhere to turn. You're here at the mercy of Gilead, and you just thought, what happened and what was explained for you to ever think that you could just say, okay, now I'm done. I want to go home, and you were just going to be able to go home. I don't know. I just need to know. Not the same Mayday that had June over there. Where was she? That old abandoned news station. She was there for months alone.
He said, Garth,
Oh.
F you. Send me home. He said, I invested too much in you, sister. I need a return on this investment. What?
Child. Girl, it's a homosexual. A homosexual. It's a gender traitor. I said, Becca, girl, I was really hoping this wasn't going to be your journey. But if you go into those strategic words and all that fear that was coming off Becca in those first 3 episodes, she said, I'm scared. I don't want a husband. I don't want a husband. Not so much if I don't want to be married. I don't want a husband. I don't want that because, girl, I want something else. Just when you maybe thought, like, oh, all of the emotion is behind maybe the state of their friendship, and Agnes so innocent. We're going to wear our matching dresses, and we're going to push our baby carriages down the street together, which is going to be so great. So, girl, I don't want that for me, are you? Girl, I want you. I said, oh my God, girls, all of these emotions that you wear on your sleeve. I said, oh my God, Agnes, she about to kiss you on the mouth. She loves her. This is really hard because Becca said, not only am I losing myself and I have to walk into something I don't want to do, but I'm losing my best friend and the love of my life. I can't even express these feelings because if I do, I'm considered a gender traitor. And knowing Agnes and how committed she is and what they've learned, would you instantly reject me, or would you rat me out if I told you my feelings for you? I just have to deal with these things internally. But right now we're going to slow dance. We're going to slow dance and we're going to waltz in this room while we can. And Becca's trying to soak it up because before you know it, it's going to be over. But it's a gender traitor. We know what happens. We know what happens to the lovely gays in this universe. And it's nothing pretty. Ashley, where is this going? Because she left her some Agnes real bad.
Girl, nowhere fast. It's going nowhere fast. And I have been down in those 80s streets, Tyra. I know, and like I said, I know unrequited love when I see it. When up on first glance, them first episodes, I said, oh, she's got a thing for her. She's got a thing. And it was called a weird take last week, Tyra. That's what the lady said. She said it was a weird take. I don't know how you got that. She looks at her like a sister.
No, very obvious.
Listen, a sister effer, as they say in that one movie. But listen, I feel so bad for Becca because not only is she kind of in this precarious situation where she probably doesn't even understand what she's feeling. She hasn't really been exposed to the fullness of that. They didn't even know about hair in certain places for people, right? And so now we're talking about, I have these feelings for another girl. What does that look like? What does that feel like? How do I navigate that? Then on the other side of that, I suspect her daddy's been messing with her too. So if we combine those two things, what a torturous position to be in. And now I'm being ushered into adulthood and I'm going to have to take on this whole thing over again, potentially have a child, have a husband that I really don't want. And how am I going to embark up on that? I think this was one of the freest moments we got to see Becca, but even in that, even after the subtle arm touch, it was like, let me recoil a little bit. Let me snatch it back. I know this isn't the way, but she can't fight the feeling, Tyra. I think this is going to end in tragedy for Becca. I really, really do. They've been sent her to the colonies like they did my good sis in Handmaid's Tale and take off her woman parts. I fear
Please don't take off her woman parts.
That's what they did to my girl. And I really feel bad for her. I think this is an impossible situation. I think watching, if she has to literally watch Agnes get married first, if it gets that far, I think that'll utterly break her. I hope she doesn't self-eliminate. That's my biggest fear.
You always go over there. Stop going over there. And always goes to 100. I need Agnes to become a little bit more self-aware. I said, you got Becca in here giving you Patrick Swayze dirty dancing hungry eyes and you acting like you don't feel nothing. Girl, don't you feel me? She's just like,
talking about just enough to keep me hanging on. Just enough to keep me hanging on. Yeah, I bet.
I don't know. I'm scared of Becca. I honestly am. When you're this repressed, and then if you want to double down and say, because I said it was going to be either or, either we were going to go over here in the gender trader place, where I was maybe thinking we wouldn't because I thought it would be too matchy with June and her friendship with Mara, even though that it wasn't, that type of relationship, that kind of loving relationship. But you still got to have your gay bestie too. But looks like that's where we're going. But if we add fuel to that and Dence's daddy is also doing something. I don't think he is, but that just makes it so worse. But I think she's suppressing things, and that causes you to act out. This is I feel really iffy about which way she could go, and then I feel like we have to come full circle with the friendship with Daisy. We can't be over here with Becca still existing as our right hand and have Daisy there and create that sisterly bond. It's always two. It's never three. So I feel like that we would need to make Becca obsolete. And to do that, she would have to be an enemy. Because not only did you say my daddy was what, but, I can't even express, even if we do, I doubt we're going to have her express those feelings. Child, if we do, Agnes ain't going to know what to do with that. Girl, what you want me to do about it?
Now,
what do you want me?
That is a choice because repression can make you staunch on the other side of it, right? And so she could become super militant. She could become like Shunamite. And that could be very, very problematic.
I think I feel like it's that's the latter for me. Now, Becca may go a completely different route, but she makes me nervous. But at least she looked happy. At least she looked happy in this space with Agnes, and it wasn't like, ugh, are you happy here? Isn't it terrible being a wife? Girl, blink twice. Now, we know some trouble when we see it. Look at here. Miss Thing up here. First of all, we will never call, was that Hulda? Just, oh my God, you can be so stupid sometimes. You can be so stupid sometimes. Like, oh my God, so simple. Why would you say that? But Mrs. Judd up here, already coming through with the mess. I say, oh, you might be right up his alley. Don't be trying to rub it in Garth's face. She said, my good man. Hop to it and read that note. I see y'all over here giving googly eyes once again. I just need the girls to get it together. And I would expect Agnes to get it together more than anything. You mean to tell me you're that overcome with emotion all about Garth that we just can't even restrain ourselves in a room full of folks? Y'all not even alone, girl. Pipe down. It's just written all over her face. It's like, well, let me interfere with that. Do know that she's sought after. The commanders are after her. The suitors are coming. You could never. Going over there. But Miss Judd also, I feel like she's looking at Daisy. You don't just say what she said to Daisy just because. She's like, yeah, it was, what is that scene in Greece? She's like, we're going to wrap them. We're going to rip them apart. We're going to slaughter them. We're going to do all of that. I hope they get every single one of those Mayday losers. It's like, oh yeah, can I get you some more tea, ma'am? Because I know you're not talking to me, Penny. But yeah, Penny's definitely trouble. And then, what you call it? Shunamite. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm still kind of holding out. But when she gets into that sense of competition, and she said, I think she had a little green lining in her little coat or whatever those things that they wear. It's like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be wearing any green or greenish blue. She's like, well, yeah, time waits for nobody. I'm just preparing. She's very competitive. And she feels left out at the fact that all the girls, well, two of the girls in their little circle, she don't care what Holt is doing because she's the simple one that wants to go to the zoo. Give her some more screen time. I like her. But she's like, yeah, I'm trying to be over here. I'm trying to be in the in crowd. I'm trying to be with the commander. Why do you get to go first and not me? Which could get over there if she gets any amount of tea to make Agnes or Becca lose their footing and make her the center of attention, she's gonna do it. Because she said this is a competition. I'll sell them pearls out. I'll definitely sell y'all out. If I get to go and live my best life and be the center of attention, hell yeah. I think these two are going to be extremely problematic and we need to be looking out for them. Ashley.
Oh yeah, Penny's a lunatic. Penny's like what she said. We're gonna rip them right,
slaughter them.
We're gonna rip them apart. Yeah, Penny's a lunatic. But if Judd is everything that everybody's been saying in every comment section, then we are in for just hell and havoc over here. But she's got a very sinister way about herself. I really thought it was interesting. Of course, Hulda, and I'm likening her to Luna Lovegood. I was like, oh, that's who she gives to me. I love her down bad. I think she's the best. But yeah, so you're much further along with that person you lost, Penny. I'm happy for you. I hope this one actually comes to term. This is a bitter woman who's endured loss, I'm sure, and probably is just waiting to exact revenge in some way. I like how she's sickeningly sweet on the outside to these girls, but there's like this really evil undercurrent. I want to see what type of villain she's going to be. You know what I mean? I like my villain's villainy, Tyra. So I hope we get over there. As far as Shunamite, I fear she may not get a cycle. We have to remember that in the age we came in, the women were infertile, which is why they needed handmaids in the first place. And so all of these girls are going to end up getting their cycle, and that's going to determine the rest of her life. I think it would be really interesting if that's the direction they go with this. I think that she would be the biggest up for these girls. I don't think she's down for any of these girls the way they may think she is. I think she's loyal to Gilead. So I'll be interested to see what happens with her character. I want to be wrong about her. I really, really do. But I don't get a good feeling about Miss Shuna over here.
Ashley, if Shunamite Flo don't come to visit, it's over. It's over. That's all she's waited for her entire life. If that happens, oh, it's up. That's gonna be bad. I didn't even consider that. Like, Lord, please give her her period. Please give her her period, or it's gonna be a menace. It's gonna be a menace. I think Penny is gonna be a mini Serena Joy in the making. When we got into, because it gave miscarriages, like you're much further along than the last time, and who's to say that the last time was the first time? And if we get to the point where we can't carry it full term, and we find out some information, or we think we can put pressure on Daisy, because we didn't put Commander Waterford Jr., Mr. Judd over there, said, "Hey, Daisy, what brings you here?" Unless we had, an intention on putting them into circumstances together again. And we would bring, the likes of a Daisy in. If it's like, okay, well, yeah, I lost yet another baby, we might have to consider other options. It could get messy. It could get messy. And if I know something about you, girl, you better come over here and give my husband this baby. I don't know. I don't want to go over there. But Ashley said he has a full connecting beard and maybe he's a good man.
They say I'm really wrong, but you know how I feel about these men with these beards that connect. I like it.
He gave Waterford when he stepped into the room. That's all I saw from the mannerism in his back. We didn't even see his face. Paula gets on my nerves. Paula gets on my nerves. And I've seen a lot of like, oh, Paula's just Serena Joy. Paula's just, no. This is not Serena Joy. At least Serena Joy, though smited by Mr. Waterford, because holding my ideas. But for the most part, autonomy aside, because I always wanted that. I want to be a voice in the world and in this room, but I really just want a baby. And if I get that, then I'm okay. This heifer wants world domination. She wants to take over this home and get her the hell out of there. And if anything at any moment stands in the way of that, she's going to knock it down. First of all, say something about my black side again. What you mean, weak jeans, heifer? Oh my God, you got those weak jeans. Is your hair is frizzy again? Again? Oh God! Look how you got those weak jeans. Got weak bones and weak teeth. Oh my God, it's so weak. But aside from that, we really get to see how she's moving in this space. Maybe the girls are, giving everything that they can to the aunties and Lydia, because make sure I'm a main prospect. I love you, Aunt Lydia. I'm so gracious. Let me stroke your egos. Yes. Oh, you giving this hoe the wink in the gun because she's serving tea and maybe a little bit better. Is she getting more attention than Agnes? Trip. She said, oh, I'm going to show girls. I'm going to throw a string of pearls on the ground. Go ahead and fall down and say, oh, girl, it wasn't even that deep. It was never that serious. But the fact that she thought it was, this whole idea of perfection is really scary because it's not just solely about, I need to get her the hell out of here, because she wouldn't care where the hell she went. Like, you can go with anybody. No, I have to get you out of here, but it needs to be with the right commander. We need to make a statement on the home front for the family. We're the best. I need you to be the best and show up and be chosen first, no matter who I have to trip and push down the stairs. She's wicked. She is wicked, and she is really scary. What's scary, to me with her though, is that there is not a motherly bone in her body towards her. Not even a little bit. That is just really, really, really wicked to me. And after what Agnes goes through in this episode, it's really upsetting that we couldn't even think about confiding in you, because we know that it would just be a blemish. Who's gonna want you now? Well, what happened? Well, what all was, occurred? What got touched? It's always something. Gonna crack a tooth. I was like, girl, who you paid to put that porcelain bride into that piece of cake for Agnes? So it was like, yeah, it just happened to go to Agnes. I don't think that was a coincidence. I think that was all playing with this mama's here. But yeah, she wants her to be chosen first, no matter what. Ashley, what you think about Paula?
Yeah, I can't stand her. I hate her stinking guts. So here's the thing, right? And someone's in the comments said that we need to look at Paula as a nuanced being in character. And that while, she appears to have this hard exterior, she really does care for Agnes. And I call BS. This lady is strictly about the appearance of things, about reputation, and about not being embarrassed. She does not like this girl. She don't love her. She's ready to have her house free of this weak gene child, as she called her. No, there's nothing redeeming about Paula. Even the scene about menstruation to me didn't give loving, doting mother. It was like, all right, this is my obligation. Ain't nobody else here to tell you to do it. So you have to be ready because I need you up out of here. This is strictly about appearance. When she chips her tooth, it's not, are you okay? Like, are you hurt? It's like very much like, look at you. Oh God, again? Now look at your mouth. Who's gonna fix this? Look at you. Why would I do this? There is nothing about Paula. And I really side-eye people who are caping for her, because I really want to know deep down on the inside, what do you see redeeming? Someone else made a statement that she could be in fear of June. And so she's just ready to be separated. And I'm like, June living info.
Really?
Like that.
The Legend of June.
Listen, Norma Ray in that, or Billie Jean. I don't know. But no, there's nothing redeeming about Paula. I think she's the devil. I think we will see her full bared by the end of this season. I don't trust her as far as I can throw her. To trip that little dainty girl for no reason, to literally pull the rug from under her, was diabolical.
How did nobody see that? Did they see it, and just because it's Paula, we're not going to address it? Or did nobody really see that? I felt like they saw it. You had to see that. It was so obvious to me.
To me, it was obvious as hell. Everybody's looking, the room is quiet, and then you all of a sudden see, and now she's like, am I going to have to marry a man from the colonies? Auntie Esty said, well, if you do, it's God's will. You might.
It's God's will.
Because you might, sister. No, there's nothing. Anybody who was willing to ruin a young girl's destiny on a whim is not a good person, and I don't find any goodness in her.
No, her with the microaggressions aside, she is a stain and a representation of the past. She don't want nothing to do with the wife who passed away, with Agnes. I need to clear this out so it could just be my narrative and what image I have of my perfect family. You do not fit that. You need to go, but you need to go a certain way, because wherever you go, you're still going to be representing this family, even if I can't stand you. This lady don't like her.
No,
this lady does not like her. Who says she liked her? Are you crazy?
She cares, she's got this tough exterior and this bravado, but deep down on the inside, she really can say. And the microaggressions were beyond to me. Your frizzy hair, don't do this. Don't do this.
We did that. We saw when she tried to be selective and put her in the little front, be like, oh, it actually fits you well, because I would prefer that you look. It's given Wicked Stepmother and Cinderella. It's very Cinderella. Go over there and sleep in the ashes in the cinder. Go over there. Ill. Ugh. You know that scene when she comes back and they rip the dress off of her and the whole, like, it's very that. Ugh. Yeah. But we got over here with Commander Daddy. I was nervous. I was so nervous. I'm already so irritated with Daisy. Daisy's always looking over her shoulder and oh my God, and da, da, da. It's just there's no tact with Daisy. And I want her to move a little safer because sis, once you're caught, you're caught. So when she went into this office, I was like, girl, can you just look? She's like, I gotta get some intel because Garth is putting the pressure on. What else can you get? Well, it's like, Garth, you're just as close as anybody else. I feel like you get to move into some rooms. You go get some intel too. All you can do is stand here and guard and hold a gun. You can't do anything else. I have to go and jeopardize my life. Whatever. But we're in the room. Because maybe if I give a little bit more information, they can move a little quicker about getting me back home. So what you doing over there? I said, oh my God. I said, oh my God. He's about to ask her, he's about to proposition her for something sexual on the low. Girl, if you want this chocolate, this is what you got to do. It ain't even about the chocolate. You don't want nobody, you want me to tell nobody about why you were in here. I was like, oh my gosh, what is it? He was like, girl, bump that chocolate. It's my baby, okay? I say, oh, he's a good man, Savannah? It's a good man, Savannah. It's a good man, Savannah. But is it? Because Paula definitely does not give good man, Savannah. How you wind up with that? But, it was very much, Agnes is aging out. I don't know what maybe put a hinge in their relationship. It could have just been her getting older and moving from the pink to the purple. And at this state in her life, there's not really much that I can do. They're already prepping her for marriage and womanhood and the commander of it all. I'm kind of out of commission, but I'm still worried about her. I may want to interfere. I may not even be ready for her to be off and married and grown in that way. But you can't ask her if she's okay yourself. You can't intervene in that way. Like, what's really up? Is it a problem if you just speak your mind as a father? Because when she came in those last episodes before, and I rung my bell, daddy, and it was the room full of commanders, it gave slaughter. I was like, oh my God, he's sick. But no, if you care that much, why can't you speak to her yourself? Like, you can't inquire a thing. That was just really, really odd. It's like nobody puts baby in a corner. Are you on punishment? I don't know. It's very, very strange. But aside from that, they said daddy been over there mixing and mingling with the Japanese. That's supposed to be completely sanctioned against Gilead. I was like, are you an op? I can't assume like everything is all Mayday. There has to be other links in the chain aside from Mayday working for the common good of Gilead and taking it down. If he's over there with that, how far are we into it? And if and when something like now is happening to Agnes, are you going to step in or are you going to be a bystander? Because you're not even talking to her and you're under the same damn roof. Ashley?
There's a lot of theories about the whole Japanese connection, and I'll say that when we get out of this section. But I was pleasantly surprised at this interaction. In the first set of episodes, I said I was hoping we would meet a commander father who really loved his child, and that we would get to see what that interaction looked like. And so when he comes in and is like, "Is my baby happy? Like she's not a little girl anymore." It was almost this look of not just sadness, because you can tell that they are kind of estranged at this point. And I think that could do with the death of the first wife. I think he could have been wrapped up in grief, having to quickly remarry. And I think Paula is a buffer between them. I don't know how much real alone time that Agnes gets with her dad at this point. So that could explain some of that. He feels so disconnected while still grieving. But then also, I'm about to marry my baby off into this situation. Now, what we remember from Handmaid's Tale is every attempt that June made to get that baby Hannah was well adjusted and happy and screaming, "It's her, get her away." The one handmaid that June ends up getting popped said, no, they're very kind. Like the commander is kind to her. They love her. They treat her well. So we do have this history of him being at least kind to her. I'm hoping now, as far as Japan, they say it could be two things, right? Somebody left a comment and this was really smart. They said Japan could be changing their leanings and maybe adopting a Gilead philosophy, or it could be him, trying to gain allies on the outside to bring Gilead down. I am going with the latter. I want to believe he's on the side of good. Maybe now that his daughter is in the lion's den, this is going to be the thing that he needs to do the right thing, right? We've seen commanders be apathetic. We've seen them, I'm really, really hoping he comes through, because I do believe he loves Agnes. I do. I feel it. That is a good man deep down.
all of the commanders who are even given a tinge of good man Savannah, they always straddle the fence and they never commit fully to one side. So it just makes me nervous. Because I need you now, Dad. I need you right now. Stuff is hitting the fan and I need you to intervene. And I hope, please don't come over here with that energy as far as the Japanese. I don't remember what season that was where June and she was the handmaids and you had the people come over for resources and she was like, oh, it's a woman. It's a woman. She's gonna help me. Like, oh, what?
Yeah, no.
Girl, you came over here to trade for us for some babies. You're not even thinking about the state of the women here. I hope it ain't that again, Lord. Not the Japanese. They would never. Oh Lord, the fact that Daisy had to peep the chocolate. She was like, "Look at it closer, idiot! Don't you see?" Daisy's over it. It's like, look at it. It's like, oh yeah, it's chocolate. It's an import. It's an import, but it's Japanese. Like, what is he doing over there? Put some. Do I have to do everything here? When are you going to take me home? She said, I'm over it. But we don't have time for any love stories here. Just don't. Because the way that Agnes has one more time to project all about Garth, I see the way you look. Girl, shut up. I don't want to make time for this love story. This only ends one way. We already know what happens to the Garths in this world. You get capped out. You get dealt with. At this point, I feel like with what happened to Agnes in this episode, she's going to be looking for reprieve and shoulders to cry on. People who are going to understand. And that's going to tend to make her as if she's just so guarded now and not wearing her heart on her sleeve for this boy. But it's going to be even more obvious because, oh my God, like what happened? What's wrong? You're not giving me the googly eyes like you normally do. If we have one moment and we have time to connect, then we get off into love story, territory. And like Daisy said, with everything else going on, since you got your degree, she loves you. Now what? How'd you make that even happen? We got to deal with that too. Nothing good comes from love stories in Gilead. I don't know what's going to come from this outside of him being deaded, but I would like to really get to know Garth. I don't want him just to be a love interest. Garth is all of 7 and he is standing on the home front. So girl, you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere. This means a lot to the movement. You're the closest that anybody's ever been. You're in there. We need you. Like, why are you so solid gold? Aren't you new here? What gripes do you have with Gilead to be right here in the front? Even this position. How did you even get this position and you're so young? I want to get more into his history than more so their love story because I think we all know where that's going to go. Ashley?
Yeah, I'm not enthralled by it. Penny knows now. Penny saw the stolen glances across the room, and I feel like that's the worst person to have any idea of an affection outside of who you're going to be intended to. Also, Agnes coming through with the jealousy. Like, Daisy, you're going to get him in trouble. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Not you. Did you peep that? She said, Daisy, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Can you not? She said, you're going to get him in trouble. I said, look at here, little baby Gilead. Pipe down, Hannah.
As if you're not doing the same thing, Agnes, these long, engaging stares. But Garth is 12 and he seems to be in a seat of power, and I'm so confused by it. I also want to know why he's so staunch at this young age. He's like, oh, we got to do it. We got to get her done. And I'm thinking, sir, where did you come from? I need his backstory yesterday. But yes, I don't give a damn about this love story. This is about survival. And this is about finally getting Agnes out now that she has this realization that she's no longer safe in Gilead. That's my thing. Garth, I could give a damn. You're cutie patootie, baby, but you're 12 and I don't need no romance and bluster and all of that. But I would like to know who he is and who he hails from. Who your people, Garth? How'd you get here?
I want to know, but we know there's always bodies. Bodies follow June, and the only ones that are expendable at this part is yours and Daisy's. Keep your hands to yourself, my good man. Keep your hands to yourself.
I speak in hyperbole, Andrew. We know he's not 12. I just say 12. He looks baby-faced. He looks
he's
young.
7. He's 7. He's 7. We have never seen anybody like he's this close to the family and this infiltrated to be this young. And it's not even just here. It's the double agent of it all. You're doing this. You're over here with Mayday and you're relaying. And girl, you're not going home. You're not going anywhere. And even if you could, I wouldn't know. Nobody like really has that much access to me at this age, unless they want us to believe that he's older than what he is. Like, it's giving teen. This is a man? I don't see a man. But get into the getting, because I was saving it for last. I was saving it for last because Agnes, no. No, Agnes. Agnes' day was going so well. Aside from the trip, bless that poor baby. I hope they don't give her a husband from the colonies. But outside of that, Paula was going to make sure that it went well and everything worked in her favor. And all of the commanders, they're sending all the gifts and all the baskets. It was everything. I performed well here. I did my task, be our guest. It was tea. Then I bit into that damn piece of cake that was like porcelain. Really? Okay, you didn't want me to have any teeth anyway. But I chipped it. Oh, we got to fix this immediately. I was like, oh my goodness, you need to go to the dentist now. We need you to look perfect at all times. Here you go messing up. After I worked so hard to make this day so great for you, I had my foot on Daisy's neck, all about what she was doing. Girl, go to the dentist. It's like, well, yeah. Then when Becca said, like, oh, go to my dad, he's going to take good care of you. I say, oh, she doesn't know. That man, he's not doing anything to her. This particular predator here, with how calculated he is, I don't feel like that he would touch anyone in his own home. So I don't think that Becca is any of the wiser. I think she legitimately felt like, you're in good hands with my dad. He's going to fix that, and then you'll come right back. It's okay, friend. Then we go in here. I waited. I was like, okay, Daisy gonna peep game. Daisy's gonna open the door. Daisy's gonna say, I'm just checking what's going on here, because why are you closing the door and taking off your lab coat? Ugh. But it's like, yeah. Close your eyes and sing. Oh my gosh. And then I closed my eyes and I opened one. I said, oh, they're not going to show it. I didn't know. We are in Gilead. We are on Hulu. I thought that they were going to show something and they didn't. I really thought that this was handled with so much precision and care. I really appreciated this so much, because they could have went there. The audience often resides with these shows in a state of shock value, especially in this universe. Like, yeah, y'all were waiting this entire time for us to take it there, and you knew we would, and here you go. It was like, no, we're gonna be suggestive here and also let you wonder. Once we, count back and it's suggested what happened, and Agnes doesn't realize what's really going on until it's like, oh, one of my ties are undone. Something was done to me while I was put out. A mild sedative. I said, I ain't never seen nobody go down that much for a little crown. That's a whole lot. I think with this one, because he's clearly been doing this a very long time and having his way with whomever he decided to once he puts you under. I think in the case of Agnes or just the young girls, he has enough sense to not go below the waist. So I don't think that she was penetrated. I think that he would be cautious of what could happen to him and his family if it was found out. But even if she was to say something, he could say it's my word against hers. Like, was she penetrated? Did I leave any markings? Did I do? We don't know exactly what he did, but judging off of the last few episodes and how he feels so just mesmerized by the state of her breast, and she's a growing girl, I think he probably remained up there and had his way in whatever ways that he could, but I don't think he went there. Nonetheless, Agnes was violated. Agnes, she's so innocent. She's so innocent and unassuming and unaffected. And the fact that she knew and she was so uncomfortable, but I can't say, what am I going to say? I don't want to go to the dentist. What am I going to tell my bestie Becca, that I feel like her dad was being a bit suggestive and weird with me last visit? No, I'm going to be a good girl and go get my tooth fixed. And now something's happened that's going to change her moving forward. As far as what Agnes is going to do next, she's going to, go inward and really come to terms with what happened, because we don't know. I was out, but I know something happened. Should I come forward? Should I say something? Should I tell my best friend that, her dad's whatever? What would that mean for our relationship? I really think that this is going to affect her in the worst way. And she's going to be struggling to see who she can confide in. Because unfortunately, there's nobody in the house outside of Old Yeller. Rose is the only one that's going to give, maybe the appropriate answer and do the right things. But I'm really hoping that she doesn't tell Paula. Not first, anyway. Ashley?
I fear Aunt Lydia is the way to go in this situation. I feel like, yeah, Aunt Lydia would be the way to go if she was going to tell anyone, in my opinion, because we know they don't play that. They will rip him apart. Also, we find out when Daisy is giving, and can I just say that, first of all, I love Daisy narrating this episode. This was the realest narration we have gotten over here in these streets. I loved every bit of it. But we learn that, of course, the McKenzie family is the most powerful. He's the most powerful commander in Gilead currently. And then we learn that Becca's parents are useless. They're nobodies around here in those streets. So I think the highest commander's daughter, even though she's still a woman, if she goes to Aunt Lydia, I think they'll rip them apart with their bare hands. I think it'll literally be by their hands if she decides to come forward. What I will say, I think was most impactful about this and us seeing Daisy at the same time, both looking into these mirrors, both witnessing themselves be changed forever, right? Whichever way you look at it. But Agnes not even being able to really comprehend what possibly could have happened to her. I think that's the most terrifying thing that can be. Now, if you were over there in Handmaid's Tale, you know that they did not shy away from SA. Like, we literally watched Serena Joy hold June down while Fred got on top and did his business. All right. So like it's been known to happen in the Atwood streets, but I'm glad. And I think it leaves more to not only our imagination, but Agnes as well, because now I'm like, something's not right. Like, I don't know what happened, but I know it's wrong. And I know where it came from. And now I think it was also about Gilead has been this safe place for me, this beautiful, safe place, well manicured, where they protect us and keep us safe. As she says earlier, when Daisy reacts to the people hanging on the wall, no, they're keeping us safe. The Guardians will always protect us. But now here, I'm extremely unprotected. I've been in this situation and I don't know what to do. I'm not safe. And I think this awareness is going to be important for how the story progresses. I thought this was executed perfectly. And I appreciate the lack of gratuitous essay. I've seen enough. In the past months. But I told you, I think it's going to be worse over here. I really, really do, because at the end of the day, these are children in these situations. And I fear we haven't seen the worst yet, though, Tyra.
Oh no, not yet. They saving that for Daisy and Hulda. They gonna give. I'm telling you, they gonna give Hulda the Janine and Becca. They're gonna save that for them. I just want to know what this means for her friendship with Becca. I think it's gonna be really weird because it's not like he's the one with the money and you have like you're in the lowest, one of the lower standings in Gilead. You're just, oh, my dad's just the dentist. I'll be lucky if I get a really good commander or a suitor or somebody to pay me an ounce of attention that they're giving you here, Agnes, because he's just this. So to leave your daughter outside like this, because when the happening happens and the cat is out of the bag, it's going to trickle down. And you're just the dentist. Like, I'm not even protected. You just thought that if you cut the gas on and I'm out of it, and it's just that, oh, I'm just gonna let that roll off, because who knows who else he's done this to. But once it's out, this is gonna affect him, in more of like the brutality way. But it's gonna hit home for Becca, mentally and physically, and also for their relationship. Like, sir, the girls already had enough going on. I just see their friendship not really making it out of this. But I don't think it's going. Ashley, predictions for the next episode.
Yikes. I didn't see. I think we have to deal with this. I think we have to unpack what's going on. I think Daisy's still going to be in a frenzy about it. And I think she's going to have a hard time pulling it together. At some point, she and Agnes are going to have a meeting of the minds. And I think she'll recognize something different in Agnes. And I hope we get to see whatever that conversation looks like next episode. I hope we get information on Garth and maybe what Commander McKenzie is doing. But my biggest hope is that Aunt Lydia is revealed. Come on, because we're coming on episode 5. Come on, Aunt Lydia. I need the 4-point plan. I need to see it. I need to see, are you working with somebody? I need that confirmation, Tyra. That's what I need.
It would have to be. I kept saying, I was like, oh, so we're not really giving Aunt Lydia any shine here, not in the way that I want. It's going to take for one of the two girls out of at least Daisy or Agnes to really be in imminent danger to go, oh, well, wait, no, I got you. Like, I'm actually here to do this. I think it's going to be that. And even if it's just her acting in a space as just the Aunt Lydia and doing her job, she's supposed to get active, all about Agnes in this situation. But it's just about who Agnes goes to. And I just feel like her right hand at this point in her heart would be Rosa. So I feel like she would go to her first. And just being in the house, Rosa is going to be the one to notice, something's wrong. Paula's gonna Paula. So I think it's gonna be there first and just maybe getting suggestions on what to do. But yeah, I know it's not gonna be Daisy. Daisy's gonna say, get the stones. Get the stones, let's get it going. But y'all, that was, I was supposed to say Gilded Age. I don't know why I was about to say that. That was the Testament. Thank you guys so much for watching and being here with us. Ashley, anything you want to share about the next live before we get out of here? And you're muted.
Shucks, we have imperfect women like after this, like in the next 10 minutes or so. So be there or be square. Also, don't forget From premieres this Sunday, and we're going to be talking about that. So make sure you're all caught up and you are ready for the season 4 premiere of From. And of course, you know, our normal weekly lives, we cover all the things, Euphoria, everything. So make sure you're subscribed. Thank you so much for your support tonight. We appreciate it. Hype if you have any points left. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell because we're live, several nights a week. So be there, be square. Also, please run the uploads up. Tyra's been doing uploads. I've been doing uploads.
I did a whole 2. A whole 2. Okay, that's a lot for me. But once again, we appreciate you guys for being here with us. If you're feeling friendly, join us in the next few minutes to get all into Imperfect Women. It's been a journey with that show. We would love to have you. But if not, we will definitely see you next time with more content. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.
Night.
She was crying on my shoulder. All I could do was hold her. Only made us closer.